Hello guys, this is Arvind here from Edureka and I welcome you all to this amazing session on Amazon Poly. So before we move any further, as usual, we will have a look at the agenda for today's session. So as you can see on the screen, we'll be starting with what exactly is Amazon Poly, and then we will discuss few of its advantages. After that, we will see how exactly Amazon Poly works. Moving on, we will discuss the various use cases wherein Amazon Poly can be used. And finally, we will conclude this session with a short demo on Amazon Poly. So pretty simple, guys. I hope I'm clear with this thing. So without any further ado, let us begin with our first topic. What is Amazon Poly? So Amazon Poly is a cloud service that converts text into lifelike speech. You can use Amazon Poly to develop applications that increase engagement and accessibility. Amazon Poly supports multiple languages and includes a variety of lifelike voices so that you can build speech-enabled applications that work in multiple locations and use the ideal voice for your customers. With Amazon Poly, you only pay for the text you synthesize. You can also cache and replay Amazon Poly's generated speech at no additional cost. Additionally, Amazon Poly includes a number of neural text-to-speech, that is NTTS, voices, delivering groundbreaking improvements in speech quality through a new machine learning approach, thereby offering to customers the most natural and human-like text-to-speech voices possible. NTTS technology also supports a newscaster speaking style that is tailored to news narration use cases. So this was an overview of what exactly is Amazon Poly. So now let us just move on and talk about few of the benefits of using Amazon Poly. So the first point here is the quality. Amazon Poly offers new neural TTS and best-in-class standard TTS technology to synthesize this superior natural speech with high pronunciation accuracy that includes abbreviations, acronyms, expansions, date-time interpretations, and homograph disambiguation. The second advantage of using Amazon Poly is the low latency. Amazon Poly ensures fast responses, which makes it a viable option for a low latency use case such as dialogue systems. The next point here is support for a large portfolio of languages and voices. Amazon Poly supports dozens of languages, offering male and female voice options for most languages. NTTS currently supports 3 British English voices and 8 US English voices. This number will continue to increase as we bring in more neural voices online. US English voices, Matthew and Joanna, can also use the neural newscaster speaking style, similar to what you might hear from a professional news anchor. So the next advantage here is the cost effectiveness. Amazon Poly's pay-per-use model means there are no setup costs. You can start small and scale up as your application grows. And the last benefit here is the cloud-based solution. On-device TTS solutions require significant computing resources, notably CPU power, RAM, and disk space. These can result in higher development costs and higher power consumption on devices such as tablets, smartphones, and so on. In contrast, TTS conversion done in the AWS cloud dramatically reduces the local resources requirements. This enables support of all the available languages and voices at the best possible quality. Moreover, speech improvements are instantly available to all the end users and do not require additional updates for the devices. So these were few of the benefits of using Amazon Poly. So now let us just talk about how exactly Amazon Poly works. So Amazon Poly converts input text into lifelike speech. You call one of the speech synthesis methods, provide the text that you want to synthesize, choose one of the neural text-to-speech, that is NTTS, or standard text-to-speech, that is TTS voices, and specify an audio output format. Amazon Poly then synthesizes the provided text into a high-quality speech audio stream. So for using Amazon Poly, you first need to provide the input text. So here you have to provide the text that you want to synthesize, and Amazon Poly returns an audio stream. You can provide the input as plain text or in speech synthesis markup language, that is SSML format. With SSML format, you can control various aspects of speech such as pronunciation, volume, pitch, and speech rate. The next point here is the available voices. So Amazon Polly provides a portfolio of languages and a variety of voices, including a bilingual voice that is for both English and Hindi. For most languages, you can choose from several voices, both male and female. When launching a speech synthesis task, you specify the voice ID, and then the Amazon Polly uses this voice to convert the text to speech. Amazon Polly is not a translation service. The synthesized speech is in the same language as the text. However, if the text is in a different language than the designated for the voice, numbers represented as digits are synthesized in the language of the voice and not the text. And the last point here is the output format. Amazon Polly can deliver the synthesized speech in multiple formats. You can select the audio format that suits your needs. For example, you might request the speech in the MP3 format for consumption by web and mobile applications. Or you might request the PCM output format for consumption by AWS IoT devices and telephony solutions. So this is how Amazon Polly works. So moving on, we will discuss a few of the use cases of Amazon Polly. So the first use case here is the content creation. So audio can be used as a complementary media to written or visual communication. By voicing your content, you can provide your audience with an alternative way to consume information and meet the needs of a larger pool of readers. Amazon Polly can generate speech in dozens of languages, making it easy to add speech to applications with a global audience, such as RSS feeds, websites, or videos. So let me give an example here. So let's just assume that you have written a blog. You have written a blog on WordPress. So what you can do here is you can just provide the text that you have written in your blog on WordPress. So that can be converted into an audio file. So once that audio file is converted, you can use it on your mobile devices so that whenever you have free time, you can listen to the audio that you have with you. So this way you can have a lot of content that is available in the audio format with you. So this is the basic idea behind the podcast also. So I hope you guys are aware of what podcasts are. So the next point here is the e-learning. Amazon Polly enables developers to provide their applications with an enhanced visual experience such as speech synchronized facial animation. Amazon Polly makes it easy to request an additional stream of metadata with information about when particular sentences, words, and sounds are being pronounced. Using this, the metadata stream alongside the synthesized speech audio stream, customers can animate avatars and highlight text as it is currently spoken text in their application. So the example here is playing speech and highlighting the spoken text. This is a very good use of Amazon Polly in the e-learning field. And the last point here is the telephony. With Amazon Polly, your contact centers can engage customers with natural sounding voices. You can cache and replay Amazon Polly's speech output to prompt callers through interactive voice response, that is IVR systems such as Amazon Connect. Additionally, you can leverage Amazon Polly's API to deliver automated real-time information such as service status, account and billing inquiries, addresses, and contact information. So the example here is text to speech for telephony systems. So these were some of the use cases wherein Amazon Polly can be used. So with this, we have come to the last part of this session, wherein I'll show you a short demo of how exactly Amazon Polly works. So the demo that I'm going to show you right now is based on text to speech conversion. So say for example, let me just give you a brief idea about this concept here. So the concept of text to speech software is simple. You take a paragraph, a page or an article or even a whole book, and you have a computer read it aloud to you. When people think about text to speech, they often associate it with robotic voices and stilted cadences. However, this usually isn't the case anymore, particularly with the modern software. To some people, text to speech may sound like a gimmick, but it's a technology with very practical applications. So let me tell you a few advantages of text to speech software. So first, it enables people with disabilities to read. So the most obvious use of text-to-speech software is to enable people with visual impairments to consume the written content. The second point here is it provides hands-off reading experience. Even if your eyesight is perfect, sometimes it is more comfortable or convenient to listen to something instead of reading it. And the third point here is for situations where audio versions of content aren't available. So these days, most popular books are also released in the audio format. However, the same doesn't hold true for most other written content, including articles, poems, and more. So text-to-speech software enables you to listen to any written content you want as long as the functionality is built in. So here what I'm going to do is, so say for example, we have a blog here on this Edureka websites, we have many blogs. Okay. So what I'll do is in this demo, I'll just copy one blog here into this Amazon Poly and we will generate an audio file of that blog. So what you can do is you can download those audio files and you can listen to it whenever you're free. So this will give you a hands-off experience for consuming the content instead of reading it. So let's just go to our AWS console here. So for that you need to have obviously a prerequisite is you need to have an AWS account here. So let me just log in to my AWS account here. Okay, so enter your username and then enter your password. So let me just enter my password here. Okay, so as you can see, this is the AWS Management Console homepage. So what we will do is we'll click on services here. So in services section, if you can't find it in the history here, as of now I have it here, but I'll just show you where do you get it if you don't have it here in the history. Okay, so in the machine learning section, you'll find that. Okay, so where is machine learning? Okay, so here, as you can see, at the machine learning category and Amazon Poly. If you click on that, okay, we are in this section called text to speech. The information part, the documentation part, listen, customize, and download speech. Integrate when you're ready. So let me just open one blog here of Edureka. So C programming language, a very simple blog. As you can see here, this is the blog. Okay, C programming tutorial, the basics you need to master C. So this is the blog that I'm going to convert into an audio file here. So this is a pretty lengthy blog here. So here, as you can see, this is the plain text. Here, whatever you have to convert into audio, that you have to write it in the plain text format. And there's another tab here called SSML. So SSML means speech synthesis markup language. In this tags, you can write whatever you want. So I'll just give you a quick demo here. So I'll just quickly copy this and I'll paste it here. Okay, so let me just here to the audio here. For listening to the speech, you can click on this tab here, listen to speech. So language and region, there's one more section of language and region here. So you can select whatever language that you want. Okay, depending upon your requirements. And the voice here. So we'll check out a few voices here, a few of the voices that are available, both males and females. So let's just go to the speech here first.
C programming language was developed in the mid-1970s, but still, it is considered as the mother of all programming languages.
Okay, so this was one voice. So Joanna, she just read the first sentence here, C programming language. Okay, till here, the mother of all languages. So now let us just take another voice here, Sally, female. Okay.
C programming language was developed in the mid-1970s, but still, it is considered as the mother of all programming languages.
So let us just hear to one more voice here, Matthew, who is a male. So let us just hear to one more voice here, Matthew, who is a male.
C programming language was developed in the mid-1970s, but still, it is considered as the mother of all programming languages. It supports multiple functionalities and also powerful enough to directly interact with hardware units and the kernel. This C programming tutorial deals with brief history of C programming language.
So as you can see here, it is reading this text here and it is converting it into an audio file, and you can also download the MP3 here, and you have an option to change the file format here, MP3, OGG, PCM, speech marks, and also the frequency. Okay, the sample rate here. Okay, so these are the options, and apart from that, you can synthesize it to S3. So you can transfer this audio file to S3, wherein you can use it for any other purpose depending upon your requirements here. So let me just show you how do you do it in SSML. So what you need to do is you have to let me just copy this thing here. Okay, first I'll copy this thing here and I'll paste it here in the speak tag. Apart from this, so let me just copy another thing, the remaining part of this paragraph. Okay, and I'll paste it here. So as you can see here, we have copied this entire paragraph here inside this speak tag. It begins with this tag and it ends with this tag. Okay. So, and apart from this, if you want to add any break time here, so if you want any pause here, so what you can do is you can simply type break time equal to, so say for example, if you want a pause of say 2 seconds, so you just add it using this thing here, break time equal to, in double quotes, the duration. So let me just listen to the speech here.
C programming language was developed.
So this speech began after the pause of 2 seconds. So I think it's not needed here. So maybe we'll try and add this somewhere else. So let me just add it here. So now let us just listen to the speech here.
C programming language was developed in the mid-1970s, but still, it is considered as the mother of all programming languages. It supports multiple functionalities and also powerful enough to directly interact with hardware units and the kernel. This C programming tutorial deals with.
I hope you guys observed the break time here. It was a pause of 2 seconds. So similarly, wherever you want this pause, you can add it. So this was one demo here wherein we converted the text into a speech. So like this, you can write the entire blog here in this tag here, speak tag. You can introduce breaks wherever you want. And like this, you can convert the text into a speech. And then you can download this speech, okay, using this tab. So with this, you can have the audio files of your blogs and you can listen to this audio files whenever you want as per your convenience, maybe on your mobile devices or iPads and other things. So this was one application here of Amazon Polly. So let's just move on to the next part here. So the next part here is the lexicons. Okay. So as you can see here, you can customize the pronunciation of specific words and phrases by uploading the lexicon files in the PLS format. Let me just click here on learn more. So the basic usage of lexicons is, so many different languages have different pronunciations of a specific words. This is the whole purpose behind the concept of lexicons. Okay. So for more reference, you can refer to the documentation here, managing lexicons. This was one part. And apart from that, there's this S3 synthesis tasks. So you can synthesize long inputs directly into S3. So this was one more usage of Amazon Polly. And in this blog thing here, so say for example, if you are hosting your website, if you write your own blogs here, okay, if you have your own domain, so what you can do is, say for example, in WordPress, there's one plugin for Amazon Polly. So while writing a blog, you can download and install that plugin. And what that plugin does is it will automatically convert your blog into an audio file and save it. So that is a very convenient option here. So if you want to try, you can do it. This was the overall demo part here. And with this, we have come to the end of this session here on Amazon Polly. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this session. And if you have any queries related to this session, then you can write your queries in the comment box below, and we will try to get back to you as early as possible. So thank you for being with us and all the best.